Yeah. All right. So, who here is gainfully employed at the moment?
Wow.
Okay. Who is gainfully unemployed at the moment? Nice. Well, okay. For me personally, I quit my job about 6 months ago, and I knew what I didn't want to do, but because of the job market and AI hype and I don't know, the world at large, this was the first job search where jobs didn't just show up. You know, that's good for me, good timing for sure. Previous jobs, a recruiter would hit me up, a former boss. You know, you just walk into interviews. Like I'm not bragging. Like I'm totally mediocre, but that's the crazy thing is like up until recently there was such a demand for computer people that you could be pretty mediocre and get a job without too much effort. So through my experience, this might be totally obvious to some of you, but for me, this was new technology, new frontiers. So I quit my job, and then I talked to everybody I could about getting jobs. And so I had friends that it seemed like some of them were unemployed for forever, and they left the industry. Other friends would have a job in no time. What was the difference there? And then I talked to recruiters that I had worked with, that I was friends with, and get the sort of inside scoop, like how do you stand out in this job market? How do you get in there? If you're going to quit your job, I'll tell you the most important thing is money. Again, might be super obvious to everyone else, but like save up as much money as you can before quitting your job. The second most important thing is knowing people. Now more than ever, like everyone I talked to, all the recruiters, all the friends, the way they got their next job was by knowing somebody. And so here you are at NSCoder, like these are all people. You could know one another, and you all know people. But that was the big differentiator. All right, so I have a 4-part system for getting a job. And look at me, I'm gainfully employed now. So one, do the introspection, do the hard work, look deep within yourself and figure out what you want to do. And all these points I feel like might be obvious to some people. Maybe you've gone through therapy for a number of years and you're way ahead of me. But like, I'd never before sat down and thought, okay, what type of job do I want? I want to be at a big company, I want to be a small company, I want to be a startup, I want to be a leader. Like really taking the time to figure out what I was targeting. And then the other side of that coin was figuring out what my value proposition was. And I rehearsed with my poor wife, trying to run through, what is my story? Like what's compelling to people? What have I done? Like how do I sell myself? Which brings me to point 2. When you're looking for work, your job is sales and marketing. And so of all the friends I talked to and the recruiters, the successful job seekers were the ones that had no compunction about telling people that they were looking for work. And so whether that meant like hitting up LinkedIn or sending emails or going to a church picnic and just shaking hands, the successful people that got a job, they were always closing, always selling themselves, always pitching to anyone they can get in front of. All right, so you're selling, talking to people, you have an interview, never let your guard down. I know this from personal experience because a few jobs that I did not get, they snuck up on me. They got me when my guard was down. So, as I just said, I'm selling, I have my value proposition, and then the last interview, the CTO's got his baseball cap on backwards. He's just a cool dude, he just wants to rap. You're just talking about stuff. And then in that interview, you fall off message, you start talking about something else, boom, game over. So, given hindsight, like every interview is an opportunity to sell. Every discussion, every interview question, try to bring it back to that value proposition. This is what I do. This is why I'm good at it. Oh, I'm so glad you asked about AI because that perfectly aligns with these things that I've done that I'm really good at and that I'll do for you. So never let your guard down. Always on the offense. And then last but not least, I was telling Kevin earlier, my summer was euphoria, nobody can hurt me ever again. And then deep depression, I'll never work again. And then finally, stabilization. And I realized towards the end of that journey that like my job search is not directly impacted by some crazy people on LinkedIn or what Grokpedia is doing or what some thought leader is telling me about AI. Like the jobs on the market are the jobs on the market. And whether or not AI is going to take those jobs in the future, doesn't matter. I'm applying to jobs today. And so maintaining that confidence, continuing forward, knowing that I was running my own race, and really like do not leave the jobs section of LinkedIn. Like stay away from the feed. Focus on the jobs. And so that is it. As I keep saying, might be obvious, but it bears repeating. And look at me. I got a job. So must be worth something. Thank you for listening.